Wow. What's up, everybody? Man, it's your boy, Mr. Dugai, coming at y'all with another episode of Drop It Dimes with Mr. Dugai. And today, man, I'm going to talk about, obviously, the beatdown in Death Valley, man, as the number 8 ranked Tennessee Volunteers beat the number 25 ranked LSU Tigers 40-13, yo. Before I get into this video, for everyone, if you want to give me a follow on my social media platforms, I'm going to have all that information down in the description box. May not always get a chance to respond to questions and comments on these videos, so feel free to DM me. Whenever I get a chance to, I'll get back at you. Come holler at your boy. Also, if you're a Madden player on Xbox One, I'm going to have my Xbox One gamer tag down in the description box also. Oh, man, where do I begin, yo? First off, before I get on LSU, man, and what I thought about our performance today and our coaching staff and everything, man, I gotta give a shout out to my peeps, man, my Uncle Ralph, my Uncle Tim, my Aunt Diane, my Uncle Ephraim, my dad, man, my cousin Chloe. Just watched the game with them, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Love y'all. And also, man, for Tennessee, shout out to my guy, man, Bobby Roadshow, Catfish. Shout out to Billy Ratliff, my guy, and shout out to my guy Flint Williams, man. Gay City Blue Devil. Y'all got a good football team in Tennessee, yo. Tennessee, those guys, y'all got a good football team, man. I was impressed with Tennessee today. The quarterback was very, very good. He's efficient. He's composed. They got a good offense. Running back ran hard. They was missing Cedric Tillman, their best receiver, but the other guys like Brew McCall and all them, they stepped up, made plays. And defensively, man, they did a good job of scheming and taking advantage of our porous offensive line and getting us with I can't even think right now. With stunts, with stunts, and we couldn't adjust to them all afternoon, man. They're a good football team, man. They played well. I didn't see this coming. I felt like LSU had a chance to win simply because we was at home. Yo, I know it's not at night and all that other stuff, but I felt like us being at home, and us having the crowd and stuff, and I thought the defense would play much better than what they did, and it didn't play out that way, man. So shout out to Tennessee. They really took it to us, man. Good football team. I'm curious to see how they do the rest of the way. I know they got Alabama at home next week. That's going to be a pretty interesting game. And I know they go to Georgia later this year. Those, honestly, are two games that they got a chance with. I think in both those matchups, they got a chance. From what I seen today, if they play like they did today, I know we not exactly a juggernaut right now, but with that offense and that coaching staff, I feel like they got a chance to definitely at least be very competitive in those games, yo. So tip my hat to Tennessee, man. Really good team. And they showed out in Death Valley, man. They traveled down here and they really did their thing, man. Shout out to them. Now for this football team, for LSU, yo. Today probably has to be one of... Look, man, we get on Les Miles a lot. I was not a Les Miles guy. We know that. Appreciative of his success, but I was not a big Les Miles guy. Coach O, I was okay with him, but we clearly knew the writing was on the wall after he won that championship. Everything just wasn't quite the same. Today probably had to be the most poorly coached game I've seen by a head coach as an LSU fan, yo. When you combine just the readiness of a team being ready to play, and you just combine coaching decisions, man. Brian Kelly did a terrible job today, and it starts off with something I've been complaining about for the longest, man. And it reared his ugly head today. He did it last week. He adjusted last week, I guess, because he felt like Auburn wasn't a strong football team, but when you win the toss, man, you defer, yo. You don't take the football, man. You defer. You give yourself a chance to possibly score at the end of the first half and score to start the second half. Once again, LSU wins the toss. LSU elect to receive. Like, come on, dude. Like, this is not 1975. This is 2022. You defer, man. You try to play make it take it, yo. Then it's like opening kickoff, man. Jack Bass, who a very sure-handed guy, ball just goes through his hand. He fumbles the opening kickoff, man. Muffs the opening kickoff. And then we give up another long punt return. The special teams have just been atrocious all season. This has to be the worst. This probably is the worst special teams unit in the country, man. The special teams coach, we're gonna have to replace him because this just doesn't make sense week in and week out. We're not ready to. We off on special teams. Then, you know, you look at the defense, man. This team could not tackle today. We did not tackle, yo. Like, we just was not ready to play. We didn't tackle. Tennessee had buku broken tackles. Then even when they fumbled the ball, and we have a LSU player right there, they somehow don't fall on the ball. Like, and let Tennessee recover the fumble back, man. We didn't get no pressure on Hooker today. Josh Heifel and that coaching staff did a great job of getting the ball, calling plays to get the ball out of his hands quick, and he was accurate with the football. He's a really impressive quarterback, man. I must say, I was very impressed with him today. But defensively, we didn't tackle, and it's just it's sad that, you know, you got guys that's 4 and 5 star athletes and they can't fundamentally tackle. Then on the offensive side of the ball, look, we know the offensive line is bad. We know that it's young. We know that we found out late that Will Campbell would be missing this game. And Tennessee up front ran stunts all day, and we did not adjust, man. We did not pass them off right. We always ended up almost with 2 guys trying to block one and a free rusher coming in. So the offensive line was atrocious. There was no running game whatsoever. But look, Williams, nice story, you know, perseverance and all that. But look, Emory is clearly our most talented back, man. I know he had the big fumble last week and all that. Emory should get more touches, should get the most touches out of all the running backs in the backfield, man. Williams is a guy that he plays hard, he does all that. But, like, he doesn't really give us no explosiveness at the running back position. Wide receivers, man. You know, I thought Malik Neighbors played well. But besides that, nobody else really, you know, didn't much. Kabute finally caught his first touchdown, but it wasn't a lot of separation out there. And then for Jaden Daniels, look, man, Jaden Daniels is the best option we have as far as Walker Howard isn't ready. Walker Howard clearly is the best quarterback on campus, but he's not ready right now. Jaden Daniels didn't have it today, man. Like, he didn't have it. Like, the passing game is anemic with him. He's not a polished, drop back and throw the ball all over the yard quarterback, yo. So the passing game is anemic, man, and it reared its ugly head today, especially when you're going up against a team that's as high powered as Tennessee is. And for Brian Kelly, man, Brian Kelly did a terrible job coaching this football team today. Like, we're down 10-0, and we're in the red zone, yo. We basically gifted Tennessee 10 points by fumbling inside the red zone. And their first 2 possessions, they started, I want to say, inside our 30 with the muff kickoff and the long punt return. And you finally putting a drive together where you in I mean, it's not a gimme field goal, but you in fairly good field goal range where, you know, you got a very makeable field goal. They go for it, yo. Like, we do not, at that point, man, you put points on the board, yo. Like, you close that drive feeling good, knowing that, okay, it's a long football game, man. It's 10-3. You kick the field goal, you make it 10-3. You got a long football game left. You know, keep fighting and things could work out, man. He elects to go for it. We don't get it. Now, granted, did it look like Butte may have got the ball across the line? But, I mean, you can't put that decision in the ref's hands at that point. We didn't get it. So we end up with no points on that drive. Then the thing that really gets me more than anything it's like we stop Tennessee. Tennessee goes the drive right before the half where Tennessee has to kick a 57-yard field goal. We blow 2 timeouts on defense, yo. We blow 2 timeouts on defense, knowing that if they miss this kick, we could get the ball in good position to go down and get points before the half. We blow 2 timeouts, man. Unnecessarily blow 2 timeouts. Then the 4th and 10, you at around the 40-yard line. Okay, obviously it's too far to kick a field goal. You're down 20-7. My thing is, I'm sure everybody agree, okay, you punt the football. You go into the locker room down 20-7, man. The game ain't over at that point. At that point, hey, let's go in the locker. We've been a good second half team all year. Go in the locker room, let's regroup, get the crowd back into it, go in the locker. It's 20-7. Granted, I know you wanted points there, but it's 20-7. Not only do we go for it on 4th and 10, we go for it when we're close to the 50, meaning that if we don't get it, we basically give them a chance to get a field goal on the other end. And not only is that a stupid decision, because it just doesn't make any sense to a logical football fan, but you don't have that type of offense to where we could just drop back and throw it all over the yard and easily get. You punt the football, man. You go in the locker room down 20-7. We go for it. You don't have a good. You're asking to get 10 yards. 10 yards. It's not 4th and 1. It's 10 yards behind an offensive line that can't block, behind a quarterback that's not the most polished passer. It's not a good decision, Brian Kelly. It's terrible. You panicked. It's the second quarter. The game ain't lost. You panicked. We go for Jaden Daniels, predictably, get sacked. They get a field goal before the half, man. A huge momentum swing. Now we down 23-7 at the half, man. And to me, that just took all the air out of Tiger Stadium at that point. And of course, they come in and they put the hammer down on us, go down and score to make it 30-7. And at that point, the game is definitely over, man. Look, I do believe in Brian Kelly long term. Because, he's, you got to look at the resume. He's won everywhere he's been. We got a good recruiting class coming in next year. I believe that this team, the offensive line, though it is bad, a couple of those guys are really young. Well, you think that with more experience, they'll be better in a year or two. But at the end of the day, man, that was ridiculous. Brian Kelly porched a piss-poor game today, and he needs to be held accountable for his coaching today. That was terrible. If this was Les Miles or Coach O, we would be holding them extremely accountable and would be wanting to run them out of Baton Rouge. Now, I'm not saying we need to fire Brian Kelly, but he needs to understand, he needs to reevaluate himself with this taking the ball to start the game and the decisions he made today. He gotta get out of his own way. He gotta stop coming around here like he's Nick Saban. He done won 6-7 national championships, and we need to just understand that no matter what he do, it's gonna work out. No, man, you gotta humble yourself. You gotta coach this team up the right way. Stop doing it. You don't go for it. We all fans, and we know better than that, man. Now, granted, you can't always, blame coaches for execution at times. But decision making that's strictly on the coaches, and those going for it on 4th down like that in the first half, knowing the type of offense you have, knowing the type of team you're going up against, is absolutely inexcusable, man. And he needs to be held accountable for that, and he needs to check himself. But shout out to Tennessee, man. Good win today. Now we got to go to the swamp next week, man. Clearly this team ain't going nowhere, but hopefully we could at least get the young players better and better, man, as the year goes on. But with that being said, that's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Hit the like button for your boy. Give me a subscribe. I'm going to have LSU, NCAA, and content of my other teams throughout the year. Y'all have a blessed one. Go Tigers.